No, there's nothing you can do. It's not. They're not going to give us a point back. They're not going to reverse the position. And I've supported the referees all year. I think they do a tough job. It's a tough job. But their accountability and their consistency's got to be better. And it's one of those kind of stuff like we've been on the side of some close games where decisions haven't gone our way, and that's just the nature of the beast. But it's the week before with an offside decision, which was offside. They managed to spot it, even though it was a tight one, but it was clearly offside. I think again there was two images in the Wakefield game and clearly offside, and they have a bearing on the game. Like no matter, you win and lose games on some like points in the game that turn your way and don't. And again, it was one that could have been quite easily solved.
And I think one of the issues here is that I think one of your players has asked, "Are we looking at the offside here?" And the referee has indicated that it would be, and it isn't.
We look at everything. Was words and spoke to the referee. We're checking the offside, knowing exactly what happened last week to us. He said, "Yeah, we'll check everything," and then he sort of brushed the player off. Again, it's been and gone. It's just the frustrations of the weekend, and the recurring themes throughout the year. Like I say, I've had one this year. I've had one apology off the head of referees for a performance of a referee's performance in one of our games. So and then I've had another one where they apologised for certain things that have occurred in the game that shouldn't have allowed to happen, that led to tries and led to us not getting points. It's just when I've put it together, there's possibly 2 wins in there, or at least 4 points. It change the position of feet on the ladder and make it a little bit different. And it's like it's easy to say, but when you're talking about it, I know they've got a tough job. I know it's trying to keep working at it. But a lack of inconsistency over like a 2 or 3 week period is something that grows the frustration of the coaches.
Getting back to the game, you mentioned that all the pressure you had in the first half had not been quite able to find the killer pass often enough or whatever. What do you do about that? What do you put that down to? Is it just one of those things you had an off night? Or?
Yeah, we worked really hard defensively on sorting certain things out, and we were just off. It's not. I said it's not that the lads work really hard, are training really hard. They understand what's expected of them. We don't need to change anything. What we need to do is just need to do certain things better. And on that night, what you say, we were just a step behind instead of a step up. It's just sometimes it happens like that, and it's hard to chase it and catch it, and then the sort of game sort of gets hold of you, and it's hard to get back into the game and get hold of it at that level. And we worked really hard defensively. We expended a lot of energy to make sure that we did a lot of things right, and that energy came from somewhere, and it came out of our attack. And we sat down and spoke to the lads. It's like you'd rather lose a game 12-10 and play badly with the ball than lose a game 40-20 and play really well with the ball. So it's that balance at the moment where we're trying to find that crossover between when we really focus on where we want to defend, then we focus really well on how we want to attack. Just getting that mix right. And there's no magic formula. It's just about working on the field and applying ourselves on the weekend.
Moving on to this week, you've got a few disciplinary issues, haven't you? Where do you stand? What's the score with those? And is guilty pleas being taken?
There's only really Phil Joseph taking out a guilty plea and going to get a game. He'll get 1 game, so Phil won't be available this week. But other than that, we're okay. Like we say, we've looked at it, spoken. Steve Jansen gave me a ring, explained what the situation was. Looked at that, seen the issues on TV, spoke to players about it, and then we move on. We saw both the players. Hep's got a bit of a caution, got a caution for just his gait and his running style, and Steph Martin's had a little bit, has had a bit of a rap on the fingers about some of his work in the tackle. Nothing really intentional, it's just that energy and effort of trying to turn somebody over. And we don't want to put other players in dangerous positions. So they know where they stand. We've had a listen to what the referees have told us, and like the one that come out of his field, he'll take another guilty play and take his one match.
Anyone available this week or in reckoning this week who didn't play against Wakefield?
Kevin Phelps is back available after a head knock. And yeah, everybody else is still available. There's only really Eamon at the moment who's not in contention this weekend.
Warrington, it's your derby game, apart from anything else, but Warrington could hardly be in better form in a sense.
Well, that's
11 on the run, think they've won?
I think it's 10 games on the trot, and I think you see the fact that they searched for that form at the beginning of the year, and the patience of their coaching staff and the patience of the players starts to bear fruit, and they're not doing that much different than they were at the end of the year. It's just working for them now, and everybody's buoyant and energetic, and I say that the confidence that's in their team is really apparent in the way that they're winning games. It's going to be a tough test for us. We'd rather it that way this week. We know that we've got to play better overall. Our attack needs to be a lot better if we're going to be in the game with Warrington. Defensively, we've got to be as good. But we know that the test is a lot greater against Warrington on our defensive side of things. But that emotion and that intensity that's in the game will probably bring the best out of the lads.
They've had some people, perhaps people didn't quite expect to come to the fore in unexpected ways this year. Chris Bridge at standoff is doing great for them.
I think Chris Bridge is a fantastic player. He's got international pedigree. I don't think it's where you play him. I don't think it's that gone like that unnoticed amongst the coaches. Everybody knows how good a player he is. It's not where he plays. It's just like if Chris wants to play well, he plays well, and his form's good. He's a fantastic player, and you're always aware of him as an opposition coach, whether he plays at standoff, at centre. It doesn't make a lot of difference. He plays that way. He defends really well. He's got good eyes and good vision, so he knows how to play the game. So it's not really that unexpected to see Chris playing well. It's the tag you put on him for the position on the field. But he just plays really well. He's a good player. His understanding of the game's really high.
Everything's really sort of bunched up around your 8th spot there now, isn't it? And you're on a run of where you're not going to be getting many points. You can really do with the 2 points this week.
No. I think when you look at us in the table, our start really helped us to sit where we are because our form's not been great in the league over the last month or so. So yeah, we need to get some points. Everybody else is going to be picking up points around us definitely over this next month. And this next month's a really big month for us. When you look at where we are in the table and you look at what's coming up in the centre of the Challenge Cup, through Warrington, St Helens, Hull KR, and then into the semi-final. It's a massive month for us and could define our year. And how we go about that this month is going to be really telling for the players. But that's the challenge. That's what we wanted. We wanted to be in a situation where we need to be challenged. We want to be in a situation where we're not fighting to stave off relegation or not being available in the league, but we're fighting for a position in the finals, and we're fighting for a position in the Challenge Cup final as well. I think it's a good challenge for the players. I know our form is not great, but I think that can hopefully bring the best out of these lads.
Do you have the feeling that the run of results recently has had any effect on the confidence within the...
There's plenty of confidence in him, but that consistency and what you turn out on a weekend and when things don't fall your way, and the confidence in actually applying yourself and getting over the line in 80 minutes. Yeah, that's what the momentum of the game is really strange. Like I say, if you knew how to bottle it and how to get it, fantastic. But you have to work yourself through it. You have to keep believing in the fact that everything that you do is leading to the team being better. Everything you do individually is leading to the team being better. Everything you do as a group and how you apply yourself is leading to the team getting better. And when you step back, you know that you question whether it's the right thing, but if you have belief in what you're doing, then you know eventually you'll come out the other side. And I think this group over the last couple of years has proved that they're on a journey of trying to grow some consistency, and we're under a different kind of pressure this year. And that's what we wanted to create. It's probably come around in probably a year sooner than we thought it would, but it's a nice way to be ahead when you're talking about putting pressure on yourself to be in contention for winning winning big games.